trends that you're aware of that started as social media, kind of like maybe even parents wanting to increase their views, or for whatever reason people do things, that started as trend that ultimately then became very important and or have real health benefits?
A trend I think of here is back to colostrum. I think at first it felt like a fad. Everyone was like, we saw the search results sort of take off early, and we're like, what's happening here? But it's really stuck. There's a lot of brands doing it. There's Armor Colostrum, who has a huge marketing effort, huge push behind it. And it's now even considered a sort of like hot girl item. So there's this theory that, every girl, mom out there, they have their purse, right? And you want to get into that purse. You want to be one of the brands they're carrying in there. And I think a mom's diaper bag looks different than maybe a 20-year-old's purse, but Armor Colostrum is getting in all of those bags, which is really interesting.
As a trendsetter, though, I don't know about you, but I'm intrigued. My curiosity is high as it relates to how much she knows as a health advocate, but trendsetter, what some of the stuff that she's used with her own daughter.
Sure, let's take a look.
Let's pick this apart here.
First thing we have here, this is a topical magnesium cream. I can pass it over to you if you want. The brand is Earthly. So we rub it on my daughter's stomach and the bottom of her feet at night to help her sleep. She likes the process too. It's fun, and I think that's what we're trying to do, is make things fun, not feel like an added chore. We also give her magnesium within her milk at night. So pass that over to you.
So that's like a powder you just scoop into her?
Yep, we just scoop it into the milk at night, give it a good shake. She doesn't even notice it's in there. And our pediatrician actually recommended it for sleep. So it's really helped a lot. It's helped, along with what we do is we have her go to the sunlight first thing in the morning, 12 p.m., and then right before bed. So
we're talking about circadian rhythm.
Yeah, she's setting her circadian rhythm.
Right?
Yeah, something I couldn't bring along with me. But to your point there, not everyone has access to the sun. So I'd love to hear, and I can come back to these products. I'd love to hear your opinion on red light. Do you think that it can be something that's an alternative for people who live where they don't get to see a lot of sun?
Big question.
Yeah.
You go first.
Well, I was just going to say, I get pulled right back to evolutionary biology. Yeah. And I think that if we go to, maybe one of the sources that I would go to for this information, which is, actually this neck of the woods, UCLA, Baylor, Huberman Lab. This is Andrew Huberman, who's all about this. He's a PhD in exactly this. We are influenced, we have been influenced for many millions of years by naturally waking to sunlight, but it's that initial sunlight across the horizon, that infrared, that not only helps to reset for our circadian, rhythm, but which, by the way, is so many of our other downstream hormones, but also I think what you were alluding to, and now over to you, I think we don't yet know enough as it pertains to, let's say, these, tablets or red light emitting things. And I just don't know enough about, it's biohacking stuff.
Yeah, it's biohacking. So I think the jury is still out. That's my answer with the red light. And especially because, it's, the whole human body is about homeostasis, maintaining balance, not overstimulating, not understimulating, but maintaining, regulating balance. I think that therapeutically, the red light is very therapeutic in certain situations, but you don't want to overstimulate, especially a child. Going back to the infrared, it turns out I learned this when my eyes widened about 30 years ago. The origin of the sauna we were talking about before. So we think about the Finnish, Scandinavian countries, part of their history, tradition. And before the infrared came along, developed by the Japanese, it turns out then, once we knew what infrared was, that the rocks that they used in those Scandinavian countries to put in the sauna, because of the mineral composition, automatically, innately emit infrared throughout the sauna. Right? So it's just, the infrared is like confirming nature's use.
Yeah, I think that's what we're all trying to replicate. Right. It's what nature naturally gives us.
So the red light, I think, is not enough known, especially for kids. Yeah.
Speaking of, I think what is positively influencing the health of young people and all people really is, and when we're talking environmental medicine, if you will, and Dr. Murray is known actually for prescribing get outdoors, get into sun. But I think, and this is what the Japanese I know call, Shinrin-yoku, which is forest bathing. So getting out for walks in nature, in green foliage, the science around that is the emission of what are called negative ions, which sounds bad, but it's actually really healthy for you. Yeah. So these negative ions, not just fresh air and getting out into nature, but these things actually upregulate serotonin, which is the day cycle of our circadian rhythm. Melatonin at night, serotonin in the day. So just a walk outside with the high noon sun, great for the skin vitamin D conversion, but the negative ions that are emitted from plants,
from nature,
they're so important to kids. So get out and play more, get into the dirt, also important for your microbiome. I misspoke. Huberman obviously his labs at Stanford University. I misspoke saying UCLA, but that aside, he's all about this. Yeah, he's all about this, regulation, first morning exposure, and I think some of that has to be that infrared exposure.